In the last lesson, we talked about developing and organizing a paragraph using definition. In this lesson, we'll talk about the other organizing principles: comparison, classification, cause and effect, and process. When you develop a paragraph using comparison, you present two or more things that are in the same general class. Maybe two places, two people, two ideas, two situations, or two products, and discuss what makes them similar and what makes them different. There are several reasons that you may want to employ comparison in your communication. You may want to show that one subject is better than the other. You may want to clarify something unknown or not well understood, or bring one or both of the subjects into sharper focus. You may want to lead to a fresh insight or new way of viewing something. You also need to make a decision about how you want to organize a comparison paragraph. You can use the block organization or the point-by-point organization. In the block method, you present subject A and give the key points about it. Then you present subject B and you cover the same points. When you use the point-by-point organization, you use the key points as the main organizing factor, and you go back and forth throughout the paragraph between the two subjects. Both methods are good, though in the space of a paragraph, the point-by-point approach can feel choppy and disjointed, and the block method is often smoother. In this example, the writer is comparing two types of steel: a sample of modern steel and a sample taken from the Titanic. This paragraph starts with the topic sentence. A piece of modern high-quality steel was tested along with the coupon from the Hull steel. The next sentence elaborates on the situation by explaining the test that was performed. Both coupons were placed in a bath of alcohol at -1 degree centigrade to simulate the conditions on the night of the Titanic disaster. In the next two sentences, the comparison takes place. This is what happened to the modern steel, and this is what happened to the steel sample from the Titanic. Classification can come in handy when you have a group of items and you group them logically according to given characteristics that they have in common. This approach can help you analyze and explain relationships among the items in the group. The sciences use classification frequently to explain the world. The classification you develop must be logical. You need to clearly identify the basis for your grouping. For example, you can classify dogs on the basis of utility: shepherds, hunters, lapdogs, and so on. The classifying factor is clear. If you classify dogs as poodles, pointers, and puppies, the basis used shifts from breed to utility to age and is no longer clear and logical. Cause and effect is a method of organizing a paragraph that can be useful in engineering reports. This method involves giving the reasons for something that has happened. You'll have to decide how to set up your content. You can start with a cause and move to its effects, or you can start with the effects and analyze the cause. For example, you may start with the devastating tax day flood in Houston, Texas, which occurred on April 18, 2016, and analyze the causes. You may explore things such as urbanization, soil composition, and the location of floodplains. In other words, there may be a series of causes for a particular effect. You may start with a cause and move to the effect. For example, you may focus on how the flu virus affects the body and causes unpleasant and sometimes dangerous symptoms. When you write a cause and effect paragraph, make sure that the relationship is real and provable. If you try to make a cause and effect relationship without proof to back it up, you'll be in danger of being discredited and harming your good reputation. Process is another method of organizing a paragraph that you'll find useful as an engineer. When you write about a process, you explain how something is done or how something works. The team you lead in your organization may have a workflow process in place, or you may see the need to develop one. When you write about this process, you give the steps that make it up, but you also give the reasons, the rationale, and the expected outcomes of the steps. You write so that your readers can perform the required steps and so they understand why they're performing them. In product descriptions or reports to clients, you may need to describe how some aspect of your product works. You may talk about the inner workings of a 3D printer, from materials to final product. Your goal is for your readers to understand what's happening. You don't expect them to replicate the process. There are other methods of organizing and developing paragraphs. These are the ones that you'll find most useful as you write engineering documents for various purposes. In the next lesson, we'll talk about how to write paragraphs that are cohesive and easy for your readers to follow.